Welcome everyone here to the ARX series, the ARCS series with the SRX cars. We are about ready for heat number 1. It's a random draw heat, as always here for ARX. I have 20 laps here at Richmond for the first and only heat tonight. Looks like the 43 of Sky Shrek will start in first. Elric George will be starting in second if he grids in time. And he does not, so Elric George is going to go back to 11th, missed the grid there, so Brandon Phetterplace now will move up to second. 15 of David Smil Jr. in third, Connor Knowlton fourth, Joshua Gaiman fifth, Jimmy Barr in sixth, John Smil seventh, Nicholas Pressey eighth, Josh Buckley in ninth, and Ross Baxter in 10th, and Elric George in 11th. Did not start this heat, so maybe starting from pit road, or may just be skipping this heat altogether. So the heats are randomized, so it's not based off of anything. So all the practice that you do is just getting you ready for the feature. Lights on the pace truck are going to come off probably this time, I would assume. Looks like those lights are off on the pace truck. So we're going to get ready to go racing here at Richmond. This is race number 2. This is the George Phetterplace Memorial 75 here tonight at Richmond. Thoughts and prayers to Brandon Phetterplace. Got to hang out with him a couple weeks ago down in Atlanta. Lost his dad to cancer, unfortunately. It's been about, I feel like a month or two ago. Time goes so fast, it's hard to keep up with that. But here you see the pace truck going down to pit road. We're going to go green flag racing here. The 43 is going to lead them to the green flag. Green flag in the air here at Richmond. Heat number 1 underway. Brandon Phetterplace gets a really good run on the outside. He's going to make that pass and take the lead here in that number 34 Ghost Energy machine. He's going to kind of cut down on the inside. 43 struggling just a little bit. Got David Smil Jr. up there on the outside. Joshua Gaiman on the inside. Connor Knowlton trying to make his way on the outside here. Lap 3 of 20 here at Richmond. Brandon Phetterplace now out to about a half a second lead. The 43 still struggling just a little bit on that inside. Looks like the outside line is the place to be right now, at least with this daylight still. It's not quite dark yet, but definitely the sun trying to set here at Richmond. Connor Knowlton. Oh, we got one around. That is Barr in the 0-2. Gonna hit that inside wall, and that's gonna hurt his chances of having a good finish here in this first and only heat. We'll have a C main, I believe, here after the heat. Connor Knowlton starting to close in a little bit there on Brandon Phetterplace, but still about a half a second gap between first and second as we come to be coming to lap 6. Now we are on lap 6, coming to lap 7 of 20 here in the first heat. Oh, David Smil. Got a little loose right there in front of Joshua Gaiman. Oh, we got another. Oh, look out. Connor Knowlton just about lost it there. Saves it, but he is now battling with David Smil Jr. And Brandon Phetterplace has pulled away here, coming to halfway this time. Connor Knowlton, Joshua Gaiman, and David Smil Jr. all battling right now. Oh, you see Connor Knowlton kind of gets into the wall there just a little bit. Ooh, Joshua Gaiman makes the pass. So you see these beautiful race cars here at Richmond. Brandon Phetterplace pretty much in another zip code here out front after 12 of 20 laps. Really good battle for second right now between David Smil, Joshua Gaiman, and Connor Knowlton. All three of them battling really, really close right now. Gaiman's going to look to the inside of David Smil Jr. He's going to be able to clear him. Connor Knowlton right there. Second place is a battle right now. Looks like the O2 of Barr 10 laps down. Buckley in ninth, 6 laps down. 43 of Schreck 3 laps down. And Nicholas Pressey 1 lap down in 7th. So only 6 cars right now on the lead lap here at Richmond in this first heat. Joshua Gaiman finally kind of made some progress there. Now in second, trying to close in on Brandon Phetterplace, but only 5 laps to go here in this heat. Just don't think there's going to be enough time for him to make up that gap. Four laps to go here at Richmond in heat number 1. Brandon Phetterplace with a sizable lead right now as Connor Knowlton makes a little bit of contact with David Smil there. Trying to make his way on the inside, and he's got a good look here in 1 and 2. The outside just has such a good run off the corners, just not enough there, but Connor Knowlton's still giving it everything he's got to try and get that 3rd place. So we're coming to 2 to go here in the first stage. Joshua Gaiman kind of pulling away from these two that are battling for 3rd and 4th. 5th place is Ross Baxter. He joined up late, so couldn't quite get his number and name in there as we have the white flag out here for Brandon Phetterplace as he has taken the checkered flag now. Coming to the checkered flag. And Brandon Phetterplace will win heat number 1. Joshua Gaiman comes home in 2nd. David Smil Jr. in 3rd. Connor Knowlton in 4th. Ross Baxter comes home in 5th. John Smeal 6th. Nicholas Pressey 7th. Sky Schreck in 8th. Josh Buckley 9th. Jimmy Burr 10th. Elric George did not start this race, so I believe Elric George will get the pole, but don't think Elric George is still in the session, so we'll see what happens here. So obviously this is the C main, so it is, or you call it the C main, the last chance if we have over a certain amount of drivers. But for this, it is the what we would call the C main. All obviously inverted from the heat finishing order. So Elric George finished last there in that heat. He will start on pole if he is still here. I don't think he is. So that will put Jimmy Barr will be on the outside row. So that'll put Josh Buckley will actually start from the pole here. And let's see if we can't get a quick starting grid here for the C main. I don't know if it's going to work. We may have to wait for the feature. I do believe we have to wait for the feature. So we will table that for now. Standings, I gotta get those standings fixed. But we're here at Richmond Raceway, just under 3/4 of a mile, short track. Just a great track, especially with these cars. These cars are really cool because you can honestly race them anywhere. Short track, you can run them at 1.5 miles. You can run them on dirt. So really cool to see just everything that these cars can do. It's pretty cool. So we'll also change the sponsor up there. Again, we're learning as we go here. And thoughts and prayers with Carmen. She's dealing with some health issues, so I know that that's not fun. So it's never fun when you're sick, and especially when you got stuff that you got to do, and you can't, because man, when you get sick, it's hard to do everyday things. So. But this is also a 20-lap C main here at Richmond Raceway. Pace truck is pulled off, and we are ready to go green. Green flag is out once again. Joshua Buckley starting from the pole, as we have a little bit of contact there in second place already. Oh, we got one spinning. That's the 94s involved. Oh, Brandon Phetterplace up on the inside wall. He's going to be hurting. David Smeal's in it. Nicholas Pressey. Ross Baxter involved. All of those drivers involved in that incident, unfortunately. So they're all going to have to come down pit road. Brandon Phetterplace is actually still trying to drive. I thought he lost his front clip, but it came back, so. So Joshua Buckley is being scored as your race leader. Some reason my iRacing live timing is a little off, but got that fixed. So yeah, Josh Buckley in the lead. Jimmy Barr running second right now. Connor Knowlton in third. John Smeal in fourth, and Joshua Gaiman rounding out the top 5. Be coming to lap 5 here of 20 here in this C main. Connor Knowlton just set the fastest lap of this race with a 22.53. So Connor Knowlton is looking to try and get the lead, and he may take second right here coming into turn 3 and 4. Connor Knowlton gets to the inside of Joshua Buckley, and he's going to clear him now in second place, Connor Knowlton. David Smeal Jr. now 1 lap down in 10th. Ross Baxter in 9th. You'll see on the screen after 8th place with, little contact there between John Smeal and Joshua Gaiman. That little blank spot in the tower there, that is Ross Baxter because he did join in late. We do not have his number or his name input into the system, so that blank space there, as Taylor Swift fans would say, that's Ross Baxter, currently in 8th, about 19 seconds back from race leader right now, Jimmy Barr, by only about 0.2 of a second. Take a ride on board with Connor Knowlton as he makes his way right there to the low side of Jimmy Barr. Joshua Buckley still holding his own in 3rd. Joshua Gaiman right there, though, in 4th, trying to make a move. And this will start the feature. So wherever you finish in this C main or LCQ, whatever you want to call it, this is where you'll start the feature. So got to get some spots made up here during this C main. Brandon Phetterplace now in 10th, 1 lap down. I believe that damage just finally caught up with him. Again, Elric George in 11th. He is not in the session. But right now, Connor Knowlton, your race leader after 11 of 20 laps here in the C main. Jimmy Barr still running in 2nd. Joshua Buckley in 3rd, but he's got pressure behind him. That number 61 of Joshua Gaiman. Probably going to try and make a move here into turn 1 and 2. Fastest lap of the session still belongs to Connor Knowlton with a 22.53. Joshua Buckley goes up just a little bit. That's going to give Joshua Gaiman an opportunity to get to the inside and have that spot going into turn 1 and 2. It's going to make it stick on the bottom. It goes up just a little bit, but that outside gets a really good run off. But Joshua Gaiman able to almost make the pass, but not quite clear Joshua Buckley in the number 69. He's going to clear him here off of turn 4. Going into turn 1, Joshua Gaiman takes 3rd place. Connor Knowlton now out to about a 2nd lead over Jimmy Barr. Lap 15 of 20 now here in this C main, as Joshua Gaiman now putting pressure on Jimmy Barr. Ross Baxter also goes 1 lap down now in the 8th position. In that number 32 machine, which y'all cannot see. Oh, that's close. Joshua Gaiman's going to look to the inside. He's going to make a little bit of contact. He's going to crowd. Looks like both of them kind of side drafting a little bit, which doesn't really work in these cars that much, but Joshua Gaiman's going to make the pass and move into 2nd. Definitely the 2 fastest drivers here tonight, Connor Knowlton and Joshua Gaiman, other than Brandon Phetterplace, who was involved in that wreck right there at the start. Is now Joshua Buckley putting pressure on Jimmy Barr. Gets a little loose there, and John Smeal right there. Going to make a move on Josh Buckley for 4th. Jimmy Barr still holds the 3rd place spot right now. Got 3 laps to go, coming to 2 to go here in the C main. Nicholas Pressey also had some damage in that first wreck. He's in 7th. John Smeal gets by Joshua Buckley for 4th place. Final lap here at Richmond for the C main. We have the feature coming up right after this. Connor Knowlton pretty easily going to get the win here in the C main. 2 seconds over Joshua Gaiman. Jimmy Barr comes home in 3rd. John Smeal 4th. Joshua Buckley in 5th. Sky Schreck in 6th. Nicholas Pressey in 7th. Ross Baxter comes home 8th. David Smeal Jr. 9th, 1 lap down. And Brandon Phetterplace in 10th, 1 lap down. Elric George did not start the race. We'll see if maybe he grids up here, but there we see it. The lights are on. Here at Richmond. And let's see if we can get this starting grid. Pull it up. There we go. Hide this ticker right quick. So Connor Knowlton will start on the pole. Joshua Gaiman in 2nd. Row 2 will be Jimmy Barr and John Smeal. Row 3, Josh Buckley and Sky Schreck. Row 4 will be Nicholas Pressey and Ross Baxter in that Ghost Mystery Machine. Row 5 will be David Smeal Jr. and Brandon Phetterplace. And then row 6 will be Elric George, who is not here at the moment. We do have a little quick... I told that to go away. We do have a little quick warm-up here. As a little 5-minute warm-up, so kind of take in the scenes here from Richmond and get y'all ready to get to this feature race, which is going to be a lot of fun. Connor Knowlton right now, the only car on track. Probably the only one that really doesn't need practice, and he's out there practicing. So 3 minutes until the race starts, the main feature. Appreciate y'all tuning in here live on YouTube for the George Phetterplace Memorial 75. Here for the ARCS Racing Experience, the ARX as we call it. Looking forward to a great race. Last week was a lot of fun. Was dealing with some technical issues last week, and then this week, obviously, you know, doing what we can. Well, we got our cameras. We got a little bit different stuff tonight, so hopefully it won't be quite as bad as last week. Still learning over here, but yeah, I'm excited for this race. Excited to call this race. It'll be the first race of the year not on dirt. Last week was obviously the dirt race that we called. This is race number 2 of the season here for the ARCS Racing Experience. So looking forward to it. About another 2 minutes until these drivers will get ready for the main feature. And there's the points, but they are not updated, so we'll have to get that figured out. But yeah, points are. I mean, again, after this is the second race of the season, we only have 10 drivers tonight making the start, unless Elric George happens to come back. But yeah, we'll take this last minute and a half, and everybody at home, make sure you go grab a snack, maybe grab a beverage, an adult beverage if you're of age, and we'll get ready to watch this race here at Richmond. We'll be right back. All right, we are back here at Richmond International Speedway. Got about 3 seconds till we get ready to grid up here for the main event. And I'm excited. It's going to be a great race. Cautions will come out here for the feature. So 75 laps. Connor Knowlton will start on pole. Joshua Gaiman on the outside pole. Again, we are here on ABN Esports, live on YouTube here at Richmond Raceway. Connor Knowlton is going to be your pole sitter. Joshua Gaiman outside pole. Here's your top 5 as they start. So Connor Knowlton, Joshua Gaiman, Jimmy Barr, John Smeal, and Joshua Buckley, as we're going to take a moment to look at Brandon Phetterplace as we remember his father as they go 3 wide behind him. So we will take a moment of silence here and listen to these cars as we take a lap for Brandon's father. Love you, buddy. It was great to meet you finally, and this is really cool. So moment of silence here for Brandon's father. All right, and with that, they're going to get back in order here. Great little memorial there for Brandon Phetterplace. Got to meet him for the first time down in Atlanta for our ARCS corporate retreat. It was a lot of fun. But now we get to racing here. And this should be a lot of fun. Joshua Gaiman on the outside. Pace truck's down. Green flag flies here at Richmond. We're going green here at the ARCS Racing Experience. Connor Knowlton gets a really, really good jump. And pulls away by about 2/10 over Joshua Gaiman. Looking on board with the 0-2 of Jimmy Barr. He's currently in 3rd. John Smeal in 4th. Top 2 kind of pulled away. We knew those 2 were going to be strong. Hard to beat. I think Phetterplace probably has something for him if he can get up to the front, but it's just hard to get through all this traffic. As you see, 43 touches the 32 just a little bit. Nicholas Pressey now goes back to 10th. John Smeal and Jimmy Barr still battling right now for that third position. Really, 3rd through 10th. You could throw a blanket under them all. Connor Knowlton and Joshua Gaiman have kind of pulled away. They're in their own zip code right now in 1st and 2nd. Joshua Buckley right now in 5th, trying to hold off the 43 of Sky Shrek. 15 of David Smil Jr. had some speed earlier. Was involved in that wreck in the C main. Oh no, that's David Smil around. Ross Baxter also involved. Caution is out here at Richmond. The first caution of the night involving David Smil Jr. and Ross Baxter. Another unfortunate event for David Smil Jr. Had some really good speed in that heat race, but kind of been involved in some unfortunate activities out there on the racetrack. Lap 6 of 75. Again, these cars really not too much as far as, you know, fuel. I'm sure they can probably pit. Tires, I'm not sure what they have as far as tires. I think they get one set. Ross Baxter and David Smil Jr. coming down pit road. And of course, like we said, Elric George did not start this event. So only 10 cars on track. Connor Knowlton and Joshua Gaiman, probably the fastest 2 out there right now. The fastest lap of the session is Connor Knowlton with a 22.45. But Joshua Gaiman right there with him with a 22.48. The next closest would be John Smil with a 22.59. So 3rd place right now, about a 10th off the speed, as those top 2 just really fast here tonight at Richmond. So, but you never know what can happen here in an ARX race. These 2 could collect each other and take out the whole field or be in the back. So interested to see what this race has in store, as we are still under caution here. This is the first caution of the night. Believe the lights on the pace truck are off. We're going to get ready to go back green flag racing here. It'll be lap 10 of 75. See that 34 Ghost Energy machine of Brandon Phetterplace back there in 5th. He's made up some spots just avoiding the wrecks. That's all it takes sometimes, just staying out of trouble. Again, appreciate all of y'all tuning in here. This is my first season as a lead broadcaster for ABN Studios. So this has been so much fun so far as we go green flag racing once again here at Richmond. Connor Knowlton gets a really good start. John Smil going to look inside of Joshua Gaiman. Not sure if he can make it stick. That inside just doesn't have a lot of momentum. He's going to fall back into 3rd. Joshua Buckley now behind him. Brandon Phetterplace pressuring John Smil and Joshua Buckley. Lap 11 of 75. Coming to lap 12. Sky Shrek in 6th. David Smil in 7th. A lot of battling going on back here for 6th place. Maybe a little bit of contact there, just slightly between the 43 and the 15. They are still battling going into turn 1. Brandon Phetterplace is all... Oh, John Smil's in the wall. He's going to save it. But he's going to lose 2 spots in the process, maybe more. David Smeal Jr. finally gets around Sky Schreck in the 43. Nicholas Pressey back in 8th, just kind of riding right now. Not sure if he's maybe saving some fuel, saving tires, but Nicholas Pressey definitely has some speed in that car. It's kind of unusual to see him back there in the back of the pack. Ross Baxter obviously in 10th right now after that collision with David Smeal. But Brandon Phetterplace now in 3rd. Kind of got his eyes set on 1st and 2nd, but he's got a mirror full of Joshua Buckley. Buckley not giving up just yet. You see David Smeal Jr. trying to make a move to the inside on John Smeal, just can't quite make it stick. And he's got the 43, the 94, and the 02 right behind him, as well as Ross Baxter back there in 10th. So really a battle from 5th to 10th right now. Oh, the 94 of Nicholas Pressey goes around. Not sure if that's going to bring out a caution. I don't think it will. We stay green here at Richmond. Nicholas Pressey, huge. Oh, I think Jimmy Barr's just crashed. Yep, Jimmy Barr. Oh, and Nicholas Pressey gets into him. That might bring out a caution. No, not yet. Wow. Well, we're still green as both cars off the racing surface. For now, anyway. They're both going to go 1 lap down. Wow, that's crazy. Nicholas Pressey probably going to have to come down pit road. Pretty big hit there with the 02 of Jimmy Barr. And he does come down pit road, so that's more than likely going to be the night over for Nicholas Pressey. It's David Smeal Jr. way up the racetrack. John Smeal is going to get a good run. They're battling for 5th position right now. Joshua Buckley lost some time on Brandon Phetterplace. As Brandon Phetterplace now in 3rd comfortably. As Jimmy Barr also comes down pit road. There you see that 02 machine right in front of Nicholas Pressey. Both of their nights pretty much over with at this point. Ross Baxter now in 8th position. Brandon Phetterplace about 2 seconds back from the leaders, which is Joshua Gaiman and Connor Knowlton. Lap 21 of 75. These races go by pretty quick, especially if it does stay green. Not sure exactly what why that didn't create a caution. It definitely looked like 2 cars for sure, but we'll have to talk with race control after and see what happened there. But Joshua Gaiman right now 0.6 of a second back from Connor Knowlton. Maybe just saving his stuff. Joshua Gaiman very good at saving his tires, saving his fuel. And we're not even near halfway yet. So Brandon Phetterplace right there, you see him in the top of the frame. He's 2 seconds back from the race leader, but he's close enough to be there if he needs to be. Really everyone kind of spread out now other than the 2 Smeals. David Smeal Jr. and John Smeal, not Jr., running in 5th and 6th respectively. Sky Schreck in 7th, and then Ross Baxter in 8th. Nicholas Pressey 3 laps down in 9th, and Jimmy Barr in 10th, 6 laps down. So like we said before, unfortunately, probably the end of their nights unless we get a mess of cautions here at the end of this race, which is always possible. Phetterplace. Now about 2.2 seconds back from your race leader of Connor Knowlton. Connor Knowlton just very, very fast tonight. Joshua Gaiman, I knew he'd have some speed, but just not quite enough as we look at your top 5 here. Connor Knowlton, Joshua Gaiman, Brandon Phetterplace, Joshua Buckley, and David Smeal Jr. round out your top 5. You see the kind of the fall off there. Brandon Phetterplace, fastest lap was 114.34 miles an hour. Last lap 112 flat, pretty much 112 exactly. So about 2 mile an hour fall off there, at least from the 34 of Brandon Phetterplace's Nicholas Pressey. Back down pit road, already 4 laps down. His night continues to just be not good as Connor Knowlton. You see his fastest lap was a 115 mile an hour. Now he's running about 112.74 mile an hour. He is pulling away from Joshua Gaiman, who his last lap was 111.93 miles per hour. So definitely a little bit slower there, but Gaiman started second, currently in second. Has not led a single lap. However, on the flip side, Connor Knowlton has led every single lap of this race, now 30 laps led here at Richmond, and is 1.4 seconds ahead of Joshua Gaiman. So unless he just really uses up his tires, I think this might be Connor Knowlton's race to lose here, but still not sure about fuel and also tires. So show the all ticker here. As you see, Connor Knowlton started first, running first. Gaiman started second, running second. But Brandon Phetterplace, the real gainer, started in 10th, dead last, and he is up to 3rd. So a great run by Brandon Phetterplace, and I believe he's actually closing in on Joshua Gaiman just a little bit here. See if we can't get a look at Brandon Phetterplace. Oh, that's somebody's broke there. That is Joshua Buckley in the 69 machine. I'm not sure if he's going to have to pit for repairs or not, but definitely a huge hit there for Josh Buckley in that 69 machine. Looking like he might be coming down pit road, and here he is coming down pit road under green. You're going to lose at least 1, if not 2 laps here as the rest of the cars fly around this track under speed. Sky Shrek and John Smeal now running 5th and 6th. David Smeal in 4th. Brandon Phetterplace is in 3rd. We'll go up and take a look at Brandon Phetterplace. He's about 2 seconds back from Joshua Gaiman, so kind of just in a area all by himself. He's got almost 5 seconds back to 4th place, David Smeal Jr. So in a good spot here, especially if it stays green. But we still have a lot of racing here. I mean, 75 laps at Richmond, you'd think it'd go pretty quick. I mean, they're turning about 23 and a half, 24 second lap times right now. So clicking them off pretty quick, but nothing like, a NASCAR Cup car or an Xfinity car around here, but still pretty quick lap times from these SRX cars here tonight at Richmond. Connor Knowlton has pretty much just, I mean, his last lap was a 23.2. Gaiman's was a 23.4. Phetterplace actually a 23.3. He is the second fastest car on track right now. So we see this time around 23.21 for Connor Knowlton, 23.35 for Gaiman, 23.27 for Brandon Phetterplace. So Phetterplace has definitely got some speed in that number 34 machine. Just not sure if he'll have enough time as he's actually coming down pit road. Brandon Phetterplace down pit road here, lap 40 of 75. We'll stay glued to him and see if he gets some tires on that number 34 machine. Definitely going to go a lap down, but excuse me, kind of expected here for obviously pit stops. And he does take tires. See that car jacked up there, and oh, it looks like maybe just right sides. So we'll see how that works for him as Joshua Gaiman is on pit road. Connor Knowlton also on pit road. So green flag pit stops happening here at Richmond. See what Connor Knowlton decides to do here. Coming into his pit stall, number 1 pit stall. We'll see. Jacking up the right side of the car. See this Sky Shrek just leaving there. Does he take lefts? No, he does. He's taking lefts, so very interesting there. As David Smil Jr. is your race leader right now. John Smil in second. Joshua Gaiman right now in fourth, just unlapped himself. Ross Baxter is in third. He's also has not pitted yet. Now John Smil comes down pit road. But David Smil Jr. and Ross Baxter still out there on track. Phetterplace is 1 lap down, but right behind the leader. And he's going to unlap himself here pretty quickly. There he goes around David Smil Jr. So now he is looking for Joshua Gaiman. Connor Knowlton, because he took those 4 tires way back from Joshua Gaiman and Brandon Phetterplace, will he have enough time to make those 4 tires work? Or was 2 tires the call to get you the win here for Joshua Gaiman? Right now, again, David Smil Jr. and Ross Baxter are first and second. Do still have to pit, we would assume. Obviously, fuel saving is a possibility. But Joshua Gaiman only 17 seconds back from David Smil Jr. right now as Connor Knowlton just set. Oh, we got one sideways on the backstretch. That's Joshua Buckley. That might bring out the caution here, and that could make things interesting. If the caution comes out, caution does not come out. So I think tonight we're in the mindset of let's just race it out, boys. Let's just have some fun, because I do believe Joshua Buckley has towed to pit road. He is in pit road, so no caution, keeping it green. Lap 48 of 75. David Smil Jr. still your race leader. Last pitted on lap 6. Ross Baxter last pitted on lap 7. So they have about 42 laps on their tires as well as the fuel tank. I do not think they can make it to the end. That would be wild if they could. But Connor Knowlton is still 1 lap down right now. I mean, he's setting some of the fastest times. Actually, just set the fastest lap of the entire session a couple laps ago with a 22.41. So he is definitely not saving. He's pushing with everything he's got. He's about 5 seconds back from Brandon Phetterplace right now. Phetterplace about 3 seconds back from Joshua Gaiman. Right now, Joshua Gaiman's in a really good spot. Unless a late race caution comes out, then this could get interesting. And Jimmy Barr is 33 laps down. I believe he is out. Nicholas Pressey, 28 laps down. He is out as well. Joshua Buckley, I believe he has exited the race as well. No, he's sitting on pit road. My bad. So the real question is, when does David Smill Jr. come down pit road? Like we said, the last time he did come down pit road was on lap 6. And he's saving. You can hear it. You can hear him clutching it. I'm assuming Ross Baxter is doing the same thing. Yeah, it's David Smill. Let's see if we can take a ride on board with David Smill right here. Give me just a second. Let's find this. Oh, you can hear him. He is... Oh, and he just wrecked. The leader, David Smill Jr., just wrecked. Trying to save, and he just... I'm not sure what happened there. Riding on board now with David Smill Jr., who still has the race lead. You see the RPMs just drop down to basically 1,500. You hear him there again, saving. Just saving everything he can. Let's see if Ross Baxter's doing the same thing here. You can see how much he's turning that wheel just really tight, and Joshua Gaiman's going to go around him. And Ross Baxter not clutching it like David Smill Jr. is. But he's now going to get passed by... No, I'm sorry. John Smill is still 1 lap down. But Ross Baxter in third right now. David Smill Jr. still has a 2.5 second lead, but that's going to evaporate here pretty quickly, especially if he's still saving. Would have had an even bigger lead if he didn't wreck there coming off a turn 2. Honestly, it would have been in a pretty good spot, but Joshua Gaiman closing pretty quick on him right now. John Smill is the only car 1 lap down. Joshua Buckley 13 laps down. Nicholas Pressey 34 down. And Jimmy Barr 40 laps down. As Brandon Phetterplace gets around Ross Baxter. Got to meet both of them for the first time down in Atlanta a couple weeks ago. Played some golf with them. I was not any good. But Brandon Phetterplace now 3.5 seconds back as Joshua Gaiman is now on the back bumper of David Smill Jr. He's going to go around the outside, no problem, as David Smill Jr. trying to save to get to the end, as we will only have 15 laps left in this race. So kind of a bold strategy by the 15 and the 32 of Ross Baxter. See if it pays off, but right now, Joshua Gaiman, David Smill Jr., and Brandon Phetterplace, your top 3 with 15 to go here at Richmond. Lap 62 of 75. Joshua Gaiman is your race leader. John Smill, you see him make a pass on David Smill. He's a lap down, so trying to get his lap back. Connor Knowlton makes the pass on Ross Baxter as for 4th place. And Brandon Phetterplace is closing in on David Smil Jr., so he's going to try and get that second place finish, and I believe he'll be able to get it before the end of this race is over. Not sure if he'll be able to get to Joshua Gaiman. Josh is turning some really quick laps right now. A 23.18 to Brandon Phetterplace's 23.15, so about 3 hundredths of a second difference. That's not going to get you to the lead. You got to have a little bit more than that, but maybe he can get by David Smil here and kind of get in the zone. Here's John Smil in front of him. Again, still 1 lap down in that number 13 machine. Connor Knowlton is 5.3 seconds back. He ran a 23.12, where Joshua Gaiman ran a 23.25. So really not a whole lot of difference there. I don't think the 4 tires, I just don't think it's going to work for Connor Knowlton. I think he'll still get 3rd place. He's going to close in on David Smil Jr. Ross Baxter currently in 5th. He's about 7 seconds ahead of Sky Shrek in 6th. John Smil again in 7th. Pretty much only 7 cars on track right now. Joshua Buckley's still on pit road, 22 laps down after that self-spin and tow to the pit road. Connor Knowlton, though, definitely catching David Smil. David Smil still has not pit yet. Last pitted on lap 6. That's about 62 laps ago. That is a long way to go on a tank of fuel here, but he is trying to get to the end. And if he can make it work, he might get him a top 5 out of this race. So not a bad call by David Smil, but he is under pressure from Connor Knowlton, who is definitely not saving in that number 24 machine. He's going to make a move to the inside here in turn 1. And he's going to make that pass. So Connor Knowlton to 3rd, David Smil Jr. down to 4th. Ross Baxter in 5th, 15 seconds off of the leader. And now everyone's kind of in their own little zip code here. John Smil right behind Brandon Phetterplace. Again, Smil is 1 lap down, so if we do have a late race caution here, he'd get that lucky dog, but we're running out of laps here pretty quick, so lap 71 of 75. 5 laps to go here at Richmond. Joshua Gaiman still has a 2.5 second lead over Brandon Phetterplace. Connor Knowlton about 2.5 seconds back from Brandon Phetterplace. And David Smil Jr. and Ross Baxter still trying to save all they can save to get to the end of this race. Coming to 3 laps to go here for Joshua Gaiman. Still about a 2.5 second lead over Brandon Phetterplace in 2nd. Connor Knowlton might get close to Brandon Phetterplace, but their lap times are pretty close. I just don't think that 4 tires was the right call here for the 24 of Connor Knowlton. Two laps to go, coming to the white flag here as Ross Baxter gets passed by Sky Shrek. So Ross Baxter goes back to 6th, and he'll be pressured by John Smil. Speaking of John Smil, white flag is out, sponsored by Smil Racing Designs here tonight. Joshua Gaiman more than likely going to take the victory. Brandon Phetterplace was starting to close in on him just a little bit, but just not enough here. As we come to the checkered flag, Joshua Gaiman's going to get the victory. Brandon Phetterplace comes home in 2nd. Connor Knowlton will come home P3. David Smil Jr. in 4th. And Sky Shrek still coming into turn 3 and 4 will come home in 5th place. Ross Baxter again finished a lap down, so his race is already over. So Joshua Gaiman gets the win, and the Demolition Derby has begun. Stick around, we'll have results and top 3 interviews here for you in just a moment. Again, stay tuned. Top 3 interviews and results here in just a moment. All right, let's take a quick look here at the results for the George Phetterplace Memorial 75. Joshua Gaiman comes home in 1st, Brandon Phetterplace in 2nd, Connor Knowlton in 3rd, David Smil Jr. in 4th, Sky Shrek in 5th, Ross Baxter in 6th, John Smil in 7th, Josh Buckley in 8th, Nicholas Pressey comes home in 9th, Jimmy Barr in 10th, and Elric George did not start, so he will finish in 11th place. So let's see if we can't get some interviews here going for the top 3 finishers. All right, we'll start with a 3rd place finisher, Mr. Connor Knowlton. Connor, this is Ryan Pannell in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, man, 4 tires didn't work, did it?
Nah, it didn't work. That's on me. I wasn't looking at my tires in between like the heat races and the consi. I probably would have been able to tell how much left side wear I was using, but I didn't. And my experience of driving the SRX car, 4 tires has always been the better move. And when I took tires and saw Gaiman go past and I saw Phetterplace go past, I was like, okay, all right. I think they took 2, but I think I'm going to be better off. But I couldn't catch them in time, so I definitely think 2 was the better play there.
Yeah, so how was the race overall? I mean, how did the car feel for you? And, obviously you led a bunch of laps. Just tell us about your race.
I mean, it was difficult at first, especially in the sun. It was really tight going in, and then it was really loose going off. You really had to be smart on the throttle, be really easy on the brakes, and just kind of roll in. In the feature, my car felt really good, really neutral all the way through the corner, and I was just saving tire. The longer I could go on tires and make them kind of last and keep the temperatures low on them would probably it was helping me a lot. And I think I would have been in really, really good shape to get a win there if I just made the right strategy call. The car felt really good. I was really consistent. I was hitting my marks and I was pulling away. But sometimes it's not always about who's the fastest, is sometimes who's best upstairs.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, still, you had a fast race car, and was fun watching you. I mean, what did you, again, like you knew you had to make that pit stop. Were you thinking to? Were you debating it, or were you committed to four?
I was committed to four. I was really hoping a yellow would come out. That way, at least I could take my fuel, take my tires, and that way, even if I was on the wrong set of tires, at least four fresh tires, it's around the same as two. That way, if I lost the positions, I knew I had the speed to make them up. But once people started spinning, leaving, it really kind of single filed out. So once it was single file and everyone was really spaced out, I was starting to think about when I was going to come in and take tires, and I just waited until I had about 5 laps to go in fuel. And as I was coming down pit road, I was really debating it, and I just kind of stuck with my gut there. I'm not really mad about it. I made a decision, I stuck with it. I still got a good finish, but I really wish that yellow would have come out. That way, at least if I was on the wrong strategy, I could have done something about it.
Yeah, for sure. There was definitely a couple of crashes we were watching up here in the booth. We were kind of questioning where's the yellow at? I mean,
I'm asking the same thing.
what was that communication out there on track? What were y'all thinking?
I don't know, man. We gotta have some questions for the tower. It's one of those races where even though I had a big lead, I kind of wanted the yellow because I wasn't too sure about the strategy. So I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna give the tower an earful there and be like, hey, man, we got cars sitting in front of me on the track. I'm about to T-bone, and where's the yellow at? But it is what it is. I can't really be too mad. It was a really great race. Brandon and Josh were really, really quick. So props to them for getting good finishes, and props to Josh for getting a good win.
Absolutely, buddy. Well, we'll throw it over to you if you have anyone you want to shout out. Floor is all yours.
Yeah, I'd like to give a shout out to Racy PI, JTT Edits, ABN. You guys do a phenomenal job. You guys broadcasts are awesome. I always watch them back after, and I'd like to give a special shout out to the Phetterplace family as well.
Absolutely. Well, congrats on your third place finish, and maybe we'll talk to you next week.
Hopefully. Thank you very much.
All right, see you, bud. All right, that was our third place finisher, Connor Knowlton. Now we'll get a word in with our second place finisher, Brandon Phetterplace. You got a copy?
I do. How you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Another Friday.
Just another night. Just another night in the race car. Hey, you finished second. You had a fast car. I honestly, I think this whole race would have been different for you if you didn't get junked in the C main. To walk us through that, and how'd you overcome that?
Yeah, I in practice I realized I had a pretty fast car, so I was pretty excited for tonight. Especially being the memorial for my dad, and
Yep.
ironically enough, it's my birthday, so
Mm-hmm.
it was really cool that all these I got to race, and I felt like I said, the car was fast, so I went low in that first lap, and well, all of a sudden, everyone who went up started to come back.
Yep.
Next thing I knew, I seen the sky, and I just kept my foot in it, and I mean, if I didn't have a meatball, I would have tried to finish where I was at, but it just wasn't counting my laps inside a meatball, so.
Got you. Well, you started 10th. You finished second. I think if you would have started a little bit better, I think you might would have had something for gaming. I think it would have been a good race. Connor was fast too, but you took two. Tell us about that call. Was that something that you kind of debated on, or were you committed to taking two there on your pit stop?
I knew coming into this race that these cars, the tire changes are really slow, so I just said to hell with it. If I am behind and I'm not leading, I'm going to take two. And I already had the selection ready by the drop of the green flag, so I already knew what I was doing. I just kind of hoped that everyone else didn't. And well, it looks like Gaiman took two as well. Connor took
Yep.
four, and we seen how that turned out. So the two was the right call. I needed Gaiman not to do that.
Yeah, he was fast all night, but still a great run. Your number 34 Ghost Energy car looked really good out there. I was talking a little bit on the broadcast about how, I got to meet you and Ross for the first time hell, it's been what, 2 weeks ago now? I mean, feels like it was yesterday, but really
Right,
cool
that
to.
was so much fun.
It was a lot of fun. So really cool to see you get a second place finish, and especially for a memorial race for your dad. So was very privileged to call it, and great race. I'll kind of give you the floor if you have anyone you want to shout out. The floor is all yours.
I wanna first and foremost, I just want to thank everybody in ARX for doing this. I didn't ask for this. I was reached out. John Smill reached out to me and wanted to do this. So thanks to him and any of the admins. Um, it was really special. It was really cool. So thanks for that. Thanks to you, man. You know you're you're a great broadcaster. I can't wait to go back and watch this. And it was really fun, like you said, at the vacation. So hey, there's always next year, and I'm sure
Hmm.
I'll be talking to you more this season, hopefully. So just
Absolutely.
thanks to everybody. Thanks for anybody who watched, and enjoy your weekend.
Yep. Well, can enjoy your second place finish, and maybe we'll talk to you again next Friday night.
I sure hope so.
All right. See you, buddy.
All right, take it easy.
All right. That was our second place finisher, Brandon Phetterplace. Now we'll talk to our race winner, Joshua Gaiman. Josh, you got a copy?
I got you.
Well, you and Phetterplace made the right call with two tires. I asked him, was that something that you debated, or were you fully committed to taking two on your pit stop?
I kind of waited until I actually got in my box, and the second it updated the tire percentages, I clicked off the left sides because I wasn't sure how good they were going to be, and they were still good enough, for me to to make a two-tire stop viable, and it was pretty much a last-second call.
Well, that is not what Brandon Fetterplay said. He said he clicked his left sides off when the race started. So two different strategies there. But hey, you were really fast. You and Fetterplace and Connor, the three of y'all, pretty much the fastest three. Tell us about the car. How was it handling tonight? I mean, it looked like everybody was handling pretty good, maybe a little loose off of the corners, but how was your car handling?
Yeah, it was definitely better on a really long run than I had expected. Not as much testing went into the Richmond setup as like a couple others because I figured yeah it should be pretty good, but the balance was actually really spot on for how I expected it to be. I thought it'd be a little bit tighter, but it was fantastic from flag to flag. No complaints from me, But yeah, it was definitely a really good car. I think it's just the horsepower kind of gets away from you sometimes whenever you're coming up off of two there,
Hmm.
where the track really flattens out real hard, and it almost caught me out a few times for sure. But yeah, it's just this car's got so much power and not a lot of places to put it.
Yeah, for sure. Well, a great race by you. If you have anyone you want to shout out, floor is all yours.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll shout out John for mostly organizing the series. Shout out 5 Minute Fix. We're This is our first setup pack that we're doing, so hopefully it's going good. As good to everyone else as it is for me. I think the car's been fantastic to drive these first 2 weeks. Shout out you and Carmen for doing these broadcasts and everyone at ABN, and everyone watching and just sticking around.
Absolutely. Well, congrats on your win and go enjoy it. And I'm sure we'll probably talk to you next Friday, too.
Absolutely.
All right. See you, buddy.
See ya.
All right. That was Joshua Gaiman, your race winner here tonight at Richmond. So we'll take a look here at the results one last time here at the George Fetterplace Memorial 75. Really cool to see Brendan Fetterplace get the podium finish, be able to get an interview there. Just, means a little bit more. So, anyway, top 10, really, I mean, only 11 people. Eric George did not start. So Josh Gaiman gets the win. Brandon Phetterplace comes home in second. Connor Knowlton in third. David Smil Jr. in fourth. Sky Schreck in fifth with a top 5. Sixth will go to Ross Baxter. Seventh will go to John Smil. Josh Buckley in eighth. Nicholas Pressey in ninth. Jimmy Barr in 10th. And Elric George in 11th. Did not start this race. So appreciate y'all tuning in. That was a lot of fun. These cars just are honestly just so much fun. But I've really enjoyed, obviously last week, had some technical issues this week. Had some other issues. Carmen, hopefully you get to feeling better. But yeah, just a great race overall. Thank y'all for tuning in. And we'll be back next Friday to do it all over again. And what a great race here at Richmond. I'm signing off. Again, just love doing this, love broadcasting, love being a part of ABN Studios and ABN Esports. So thank y'all for watching and tuning in. It does mean a lot. We'll be back next Friday, same time, around 8:20, 8:25. We'll go live on ABN Studios over on YouTube. So make sure you tune in. If you haven't, just watch for a couple minutes. Maybe watch the last little bit, the finish, whatever you want to do. Just tune in. But appreciate y'all watching, and we'll be back next Friday live here on YouTube with ABN Studios. Till I see y'all next time, make sure you stay on that loud pedal.